Hello. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Breakfast Show with me and Nushe. We're here on City FM 89. How are you guys doing? Breakfast Show. We're going to be on air till 10 a.m. It is the 13th of August. 14th of August, right around the corner. Jashne Azadi Mubarak. Saying it already. And I know that we are all feeling a little down and a little low about the way things are. But I'm looking at Jashne Azadi from a different perspective this year. I have a problem with the way people run this country. I definitely have a problem with the way people have abused this country. But do I have anything against the country? Never. Never. Do I love this land? Yes. Always. Do I love the way Pakistan was? What I prayed could become all over again? Yes. So, celebrating Pakistan for those things, my love for Pakistan. Pakistanis, especially those in positions of influence and power, that's another story altogether. Those people have made it very difficult for us. But the country itself, like we say, Watan ki mitti jo hum kehte hain, right? That is something I'm going to celebrate this year because this is the only way I can feel connected to my land, connected to my country, and hopeful about the future. So, yeah, if you're gearing up for 14th August, congratulations. And if you're feeling like you're a little down and out and you're like, what do we have to celebrate? I hear you. I get you. I understand you. And I would just want to encourage you to observe 14th August with a commemoration of what was to be, what the dream was, and hold on to that. Right. We can begin the show this morning with some Armin van Buren and David Guetta party. Basically, party ke saath. We're going to have a big party first thing in the morning. Armin van Buren still performing in places. David Guetta, I saw one of his live shows the other day. I was like, oh my goodness. When I was like a little child, they were like really cool. But oh well, good luck to them. हम भी काम ही कर रहे हैं 20 साल से तो वो भी कर ही रहे हैं कुछ ना कुछ कहीं ना कहीं. And then we will go off to some Griff with Tears for Fun. Getting my list together right now, you guys. 13th of August, 7 o'clock in the morning. Wake up and stay tuned. Driving etiquettes. It's been a while since I reminded you. If you are driving right now, please make sure your seatbelts are on. And please, absolutely do not text and drive or look at your phone screen while you're driving. It can cause accidents. It does cause accidents. And you don't want to be in a position where you're just a pain for others on the road. Like that one guy who's just painful and everybody else is like, yaar, ye kaun hai? Aur ye kya hai? और वो phone पे नजर रखने से होता है. It's horrible. Of course, we don't want to be over speeding. We don't want to be over honking. And one thing that I've always shared with you guys, because I do this myself, I kind of turn my engine on and I connect my phone to my Bluetooth infotainment, whatever it is that I need, like, your maps going, or if you want your music to be lined up, if you know where you're headed, your phone to be connected. So all of those things, do it the minute you switch the car on, not when you're driving, right? Put your seatbelt on, get ready for your drive. So when you're driving, you're focusing on driving on the road, and that's where your focus lies. Or kuch nahi hai, aage piche, right? A lot of us tend to read messages that whenever they come into the phone, and I'm just wondering, I'm like, are these people downright crazy? Can't they wait another 10 minutes till they get to their destination? But apparently not, because we're addicted. We're absolutely addicted to our phones. So the addiction is so real that whether you're driving, whether you're eating, or whether your mother is having a conversation with you, if the phone blinks or beeps, you pick it up. There is no sort of a line or a boundary in the middle. कि किसी के लिए बुरा है या बदतमीजी है, you just pick up your phone, right? It's not considered badtamizi anymore. It's considered this is the way it is. I've been speaking to you for 5-10 minutes. Let me have a look at my phone. So it's something that has to be worked upon. And with the younger generation coming up, I feel scared only because they're born like this. How are you going to change their habits if you don't check them very early in time? That's a lot of work for young parents as well, right? But this addiction is kind of real and it is absolutely crazy. And the funny thing is, I have to read about these addictions through my phone. When I'm in bed at night, it's like, put your phone away early. And I'm like, ha, 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 I'm reading this on a phone on my bed at like 2 a.m. The irony of the situation. But just some advice, you guys. Um, Learn how to put your phone away. Give your eyes some rest. And most certainly when you're driving, got to be more responsible on the roads and keep our seatbelts on and no over honking, overtaking, overdriving, over speeding. And you know how it goes. Yada, yada, yada. Brakes हैं आज हमारे पास. सारे brakes हैं. बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल. Alrighty, welcome back, welcome back. 13th August, famous birthdays today. Is it your birthday? Happy birthday to you. Is the month of the Leo. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Okay, ज़्यादा फैले मत. Oh, I love this. Sebastian Stan is a fantastic movie actor, and he became known to audiences for playing Bucky Barnes in Captain America, the first Avenger. In 2015, he also portrayed Chris Beck in the film The Martian. It's Sebastian's birthday today. Happy birthday, dearest. I hope you have a great day. Of course, he's been waiting for my wish all along. You know what I mean? And if you go back down in history, 13th of August, 1942, Walt Disney's fifth full-length animated film, Bambi, was released in theaters. Bambi was a story about a deer. I never saw Bambi really, but I saw bits and pieces of it. And I can't even see animated animals in discomfort. Like, mera ye haal ho gaya. I can't see sad stories regarding animals in any capacity, even if they're animated, even if they are not real, only if they're fictitious characters. You know that one scene where Simba gets separated from Mufasa and Mufasa passes away? That was childhood trauma, man. Like, that just hurt me to a level of no return. Which brings me to a question, actually. Like, if you've watched any animated stuff, like which story or which character or anything that deeply resonated with you? Was there any such scene in any of these animated films? Even when I'd seen Toy Story and Woody getting separated from his companion, the person who owned Woody as a toy, the kid, that was kind of painful. All these stories have an element of pain. When Nemo gets lost to sea, I was just like, oh my God, Nemo's so helpless. Somebody just save Nemo. So which character, and not just Disney, but which animated character have you really been able to resonate with or felt a lot of pain for? I've heard Inside Out, that was on in cinemas, is kind of pretty fantastic as well. Haven't seen it, but talks about anxiety, mental health, which is the talk of our times. So I'm glad that they've taken it on, and I can't wait for it to get on Netflix or something so I can sit down in my own sweet time and watch it. So if we look back in time, guys, what has been your favorite cartoon character? Or what has been your favorite animated film character? You can text in 03142898989. And of course, we are practically at our midweek, so I will do a bit of a check-in in just a little bit. All right, I like that track. That was pretty good. Georgia Smith with High. Georgia Smith also making good tracks over the past few years. Some strange questions answered today on the Breakfast Show with me and Nishay. Why does cutting onions make our eyes tear? I like this. You know, प्याज काटते हुए आँखों में पानी, and you're like, मेरी आँखें जल रही, आँखें भी जल रही हैं मेरी. Yeah? So you're like, why are my eyes burning and why am I crying? Well, let me explain the science of it to you. When an onion is cut, there are certain compounds which are released, and it causes the nerves around our eyes to become irritated. They're called the lacrimal glands that become agitated with those compounds. And of course, these compounds, they consist of methionine and cysteine that are part of the amino acid family. So basically a bit of acid around you and you're like, ugh, your eyes, you know. So when an onion is sliced or when it's diced, the onion cells, they release these acids and compounds into the air. And when this occurs, enzyme works to alter the amino acids into compounds. And that's what irritates the nerves around the eyes. And then you start tearing up. But they say if you use a very sharp knife to cut the onion, you can reduce the damage to the onion cells and cool the onion in a refrigerator to suppress the scattering of these acids or these compounds. And of course, soak the onion in water to dissolve the amino acids. And the best totka is wear swimming goggles while cutting an onion. That'd be so funny. Swimming goggles or ski goggles or a diving mask when you're cutting an onion. And use a ventilator or fan. आपके जो वो होते हैं ventilating fans तो होती हैं kitchen में भी, but still, something really amazing about desi households. You pass one and you can smell the masalas sometimes coming out of the kitchen. और हमारे neighborhood में एक आंटी है माशाल्लाह, वो इतना मसाला इस्तेमाल करती हैं कि अगर आप लंच के वक्त उनके घर से गुजर जाएं तो आपकी आंखों में जो मसालाज अंदर घुस जाते हैं ना, नाक के अंदर, कान के अंदर, you can smell the masalas and you're like, ooh, food must be yummy, but this nearly killed me right now. But yeah, I guess those are the things that make us really desi. That one neighbor who's using all the masalas together and making a bengan ka bhurta, not caring that the people outside are dying. Yeah. But either way, that's the science behind your eyes tearing up. Umar also has a totka. Umar from Islamabad. He says, keep a wet paper napkin next to the onion while cutting onions. Next to the onion while cutting. No tears. I've heard that. Gila towel rakh do. A paper napkin, like you said, next to the onion, huh? Or pani ka bowl, people say. Just keep a pani ka bowl as well and cut. अब इसमें कितनी सच्चाई है तो करके देखना पड़ेगा. I don't want to do it. I don't want to take a chance. But yeah. Thanks, Umar. We're going to use a wet paper napkin next to the onion if you're cutting. Any more totkas, you know where to text in. We all want to get younger, don't we? Especially those who are feeling like, ab to umar ho gayi hai. There's so many of us who feel that way. There are a few simple science-backed changes that can actually reverse your biological age. Now, this is from the BBC, right? So, and science is asking you, it's telling you that, do you want to rethink? Is it time to rethink and take control of your body's age? Yes, it is. And you can slow down, halt, and in many cases, even potentially turn back your biological clock. Now, how does that happen, right? It can't be very easy from what we think, but it's not impossible. Maintaining your muscles is one of them. So doctors joke that if exercise were a drug, everybody would be queuing up to take it, right? But alas, getting fit is harder than simply popping a pill. And many of us don't get enough of this miracle treatment, even though it seems to be able to slow down the aging process. So you should be getting some moderate activity, brisk walking, vigorous exercise, an hour of vigorous exercise per week at least. It's often overlooked. What's really important is strength training. They say resistance exercise can help preserve your bone density and muscle mass. If your body feels strong, it's younger. If it feels tough, and this is something that's very important as you age, and for a variety of reasons. And muscles even help to regulate your blood sugar levels after meals, which our body often gets worse as we age. I'm very bad with working out. I really, really do want to make it part of my life. And I guess between my travels and work, I just feel like, oh, iska time nahi mila hai mujhe. It's horrible. These are just excuses. I really do need to work on it. How often do you guys work out? What's your exercise routine like? Do you work out at all? Or what's the one thing that really keeps you fit? अगर आपको लगता है थोड़ा सा भी fit हैं या आपकी ज़िंदगी थोड़ी सी भी health की तरफ है, तो what is the one thing that you think has really helped? Hassan has sent a message. He wants a song by Nickelback and he wants me to have an awesome day. Hi, Hassan. Thank you for your message. I'm going to try and line up Nickelback in just a little bit. Right now, actually, we've got some Zabe Hania. We announced yesterday at the tragic passing of Hania Aslam, who is who was a fantastic musician and a good human being, gone too soon, way too young, reminding us of the fragility of life, right? So can be taken away from you in a second. So you've got to appreciate it, have good intentions for those around us, and keep our bodies fit, I guess. All right, you guys, some Zabe and Hania there. Bless Hania and bless Zabe as well, actually. We tend to really commemorate those who have left us too early. And we, in that process, kind of end up forgetting who we have and how we should appreciate them. So all our musicians who've made such great music over the years, our legends, celebrate them while they're around, celebrate them while they're alive, interview them, talk about them, hear their albums, hear their music, appreciate them. Like, I was looking at Abida Parveen Sahiba the other day and I was just like, man, she's larger than life, this personality who's given us so much in terms of her talent and music. And what can I do in my limited capacity to appreciate and celebrate her while she is alive? And I think we do. We give her the respect when we see her. Seen her perform on multiple occasions, and just encouraging, talking, chatting about her is a way to appreciate her. 4 weeks and still regular, says Waji. Waji, that's amazing. 4 weeks to the gym, huh? तो मुझे ये बताओ कि अब तो आदत हो गई, लेकिन कोई पेट अंदर हुआ है, कुछ हुआ है? पेट अंदर गया आपका? टांगे मजबूत हुई? Like what has changed in 4 weeks since you started the gym regularly? And why we're talking about this is because there are ways for you to reverse your aging. And one of the fastest and the best ways to do it is to maintain your muscles, which obviously happens through moderate activity. Brisk walking, 75 minutes of vigorous exercise at least per week, strength training, resistance training, right? That is something that you must do with age, apparently. So I'm going to. Yeah. Then ignore the fad diets, it says, because, you could spend a lifespan just trying every diet. But dieting makes you keep away from some things, eat some things. Of course, the most straightforward diet is less meat, more vegetables. More vegetables, more vegetables, more vegetables. Less carbs, less meat. So that's not a diet per se. But yeah, don't enforce a diet. That's not the way to do it. You can do calorie restriction. That works well in many organisms. Yeah. There you go. Brush your teeth, it says. One of the most surprising connections in aging biology is that between good oral hygiene and living longer. And the first hints of this came with studies noting that people with less tooth decay and gum disease seem to have fewer heart attacks than those with worse oral health. Please take care of your oral health. Ek to, it's really unattractive if you have a smelly mouth. We all know that. Ugh. Ugh. Brother, ew. Have you seen that? Ew, brother. Oral hygiene, you guys. Please apne daaton ko saaf rakhein. Sometimes a guy is like chatting with you and he's trying to be really smart and you see him smile and you're like, paan ke nishan, tambaku ke. Yeah, not very attractive. Not happening. Alrighty. Ha! Music makes our world go round. Welcome back. This is The Breakfast Show, 10 past 8. So we have done 1 hour. We're going to be together till 10 a.m. Last but not the least, guys, they say if you want to reverse your biological aging or create longevity in your existence, get enough sleep. And you've heard it before. You're going to hear it again. But obviously, studies have suggested that the sweet spot for sleep is around 7 to 8 hours a night, right? On average. But you may not have heard as much is that having too much sleep could also have a detrimental sort of effect on your health. And if you get more than 9 hours and something, that's apparently associated with a higher risk of death. So 7 to 8 hours is extremely healthy. And yeah, it's one of the most mysterious aspects of our physiology, to be honest. But longevity science is uncovering mechanisms to explain how a good slumber can lengthen your lifespan. So get your sunglasses going as well. Save your eyes from the dhoop and the UVB and the UVA, or the UV damage rather. And wear sunscreen, keep your skin younger, put good things into your belly. So we all know these basic things. But if we carry out with this regularly and properly, you will see the advantages in the longer run. So I would definitely recommend it, because all of us want to reverse and not aging just to look younger, but uh, an increased lifespan, a healthy lifespan, so you have more time for your family, more time to travel, enjoy this world, play some sports, get sick less. So the time you do have, it's good, right? And there you go. So, also, I've heard that AI is developing drugs to fight your biological clock. AI is doing a lot. And are we getting familiar enough with it is also a question we need to ask ourselves. Yesterday, I got some pictures going, and it was like, do you want any AI options of these pictures of yours? And I was like, sure. So I just clicked on one of these apps I was using on my phone, and it gave me the same picture settled like in the beach, in the mountains. And I was a little horrified first, because it's beginning to look more and more real. And I was just like, oh, it's happening so fast. And what's going to happen to our actual photographers, right? But reality, we're going to have to stick more to reality. AI will make things a bit too perfect, I feel. But I don't know. I don't know where the world is going to go. But I do know that we need to keep AI as our friend on our side. Let me know your thoughts on this. Still recovering from Arshad Nadeem's success at the Olympics, javelin throw, breaking all kinds of records, not just for Pakistan, but for Olympics itself. Huge, you guys. So good. Took one victory, one man to bring out the patriotism in us. The patriotism that's been subdued, that's been died down, that's really been pushed down to the bottom pit of our stomachs, because we're too scared to bring it out. We're too traumatized to invest our emotions all over again into the sport of cricket or any other thing, because we know and we feel like it's not going to maybe do anything for us. But as Independence Day dawns upon us, I think it's a good opportunity to keep in mind the fact that one man who had hope, who had focus, and who had a vision changed his life for the better, and of course took us with him, took our country with him to the forefront. So maybe this 14th August, instead of complaining about Pakistan ne hame diya kiya hai, maybe we can start a fund for athletes. Maybe we can contribute, get in touch somehow with Arshad Nadeem, write to him or something, I don't know, and ask him if there are other players who he thinks has potential, people who would like to be sponsored, and maybe 7, 10 friends get together and buy an athlete some shoes, some clothes. I don't even know how it works, but you know what I'm trying to say. I was actually speaking to a couple of friends in the music industry as well, and I was like, man, we should have a GoFundMe for like sports, people who really want to play, women, men, boys, girls who want to play sports but do not have the necessary support, the finances to make it happen. If we have like an idara who does honest work and just provides them support monetarily for their sport, support for their sport is something that we can really look into, right? Hi Nushri, your show is great. Can you please play Dil Dil Pakistan? आज तो वो दिन आ ही गया तकरीबन, चला सकते हैं तो निकाल के रख लेते हैं हम थोड़ी सी देर में. But why was I talking about the Olympics? Do you know why athletes dig their teeth into medals after victory? So we saw this viral video of a Chinese athlete who was standing on the podium when these two Italians kind of bit into their medal, and she was just looking at them like, what's going on here? And then she put it in her mouth as well for the picture. Cute. It was the cutest moment of the entire Olympics, right? But what is this biting of the medal? It is basically a press pleasing tradition, and it is thought to be inspired by the US gold rush when miners needed to check nuggets for soft gold as opposed to fool's gold. So it's just commemorating, like just a little chip, a bite, to see if it's the real thing. And it weighs between 500 grams to 800 grams, but gold medals are actually made from silver. And then they're coated with 6 grams of pure gold. So a gold medal's value, it obviously depends on global markets, but those issued, say, in Rio de Janeiro in 2016 were estimated to be over 360 pounds each at that time, around $400. Yeah. And of course, the over 5,000 medals they in Tokyo were partly made from recycled metals, including scrap metals from the Eiffel Tower, by the way, just so you know. Mm-hmm. I guess it's an opportunity for athletes to bring back a piece of Paris with them. Why not? Alrighty. Learning together is something that we do on the breakfast show right here on City FM 89. You know, there are terms that you and I need to learn in 2024. Yep, we're already in August, so let's quickly learn as much as we possibly can. Technology has evolved. Our collective vocabulary must evolve to keep up with the times, and keep encouraging you guys to learn new words. That day was really sweet. People taught me new words in Urdu, new words in English. So if you wanted to teach me a new word today, what would the word be? Can be an Urdu word, can be an English word. You can text in and let me know. Meanwhile, I've got a word for you. The word's called buoyant. Buoyant. Yes. Cheerful and optimistic. And able to stay afloat or remain high-spirited is when you're buoyant. You know, you have a buoyant personality. Cute. So basically, the word buoyant describes someone who is naturally optimistic, lively, as well as cheerful, often spreading positivity and energy to those around them. ये तो मेरी तरह है, ये तो मेरी बात हो रही है. But a buoyant person maintains a positive outlook and remains emotionally uplifted and hopeful, even in the face of adversity or challenges. And basically, it's used to characterize a person's attitude or demeanor, particularly when they maintain a lighthearted and hopeful disposition, regardless of the circumstances. So there you go. Anusha, there is no play button when the website is opened. Acha? Oh no. I don't know what's going on. I will find out. I will ask my team. And where are you messaging from? It's a very interesting number. It's +63. Where is that? Let me. Where is +63? But where are you tuning in from, sir? And I would. Maybe the page is not loading properly, because a lot of people do listen to the show online. But कैसे मैंने खुद कभी ट्राई नहीं किया. पता करती हूँ, देखती हूँ. But thank you so much for tuning in, and please stay tuned. If only you can hear me. All right, so I checked our online page, just so you know, and the page opened, and it's playing just fine. And now you have said that thank you, page is loading, but the play button appears for a second and then disappears. So it's not loading properly, maybe because you're listening to it in the Philippines. But yeah, if you miss clicking it, you cannot find any other way to play. So don't miss it for the time being. And I'm glad that you're tuned in. And +6 is the Philippines. How amazing is that? Oh, thank you for tuning in. Enjoying the fact that you are tuning in, and love your profile picture with your dog. That makes you even a more special listener. I'm sorry if the breakfast show doesn't take any requests, but I have a request. New song by और कभी मैं कभी तुम. निकाल लिया हमने. निकाल लिया क्योंकि आप फिलीपींस से मैसेज कर रहे हैं. So where exactly in the Philippines are you? Are you like in Manila? I really want to visit the Philippines. And Boracay. That island has been on my list forever, but it just hasn't happened. Right now, Vietnam is looking a little more viable and possible, but I am just waiting on it. A new word to learn. Somebody's written the word flamboyant. Yes, flamboyant with buoyant is another word. That's a really cool word. Basically, it's a behavior of a person which tends to attract attention because of their exuberance and their confidence and stylishness. So, like if you have a band that has a really flamboyant lead singer, they tend to get a lot of attention, right? So there you go. Flamboyant is just a little exuberant. Yeah, he's really flamboyant. But I don't think it's always a compliment, though. Yeah? Cry wolfing. Right. Cry wolfing. Cry wolfing is giving false alarm too many times. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Cry wolf. Like, don't cry wolf, you're crying wolf. You remember that story when the kid used to come back down to the village and go like, wolf, wolf, wolf. And he was just joking with them. And when the wolf actually came and attacked the child and he was screaming, nobody believed him. So stop, crying wolf, basically. New terminologies. Look at us. Pada likha Pakistan. There's another word that my producer Noor has given me, but it seems like a very, very difficult word. Achismus or ACC. Achismus, ACCISMUS. Basically, a useful term for pretending to be disinterested in something when you actually want it. Ooh, matlab ke dil mein kuch aur muh pe kuch aur. And you pull this word out when you see someone acting like he doesn't want the last donut, but he wants it. Or sometimes when somebody does some work for you and you're like, bhai, ye 200 rupees rakh le. And they're like, nahi, iski kya zarurat hai baji? But they're holding on to it and pulling it from you. Nahi. And you're like, inki dil mein hai ki main rakh looं. Lekin upar se to karna padega thoda sa ki nahi, kyun. Right? So that's right. Thanks for playing my song. Brilliant upbeat song. Thank you. And yes, Manila. How lovely. Really want to go to Manila. Hi, kahan jaएं. इतनी दुनिया देख ली लेकिन जब लिस्ट खोलती हूँ तो लगता है कुछ नहीं देखा अभी तक. Hossein says empathetic. Is that the right spelling? Yeah. No, I don't think so. Empathy is the word. Or empathic can be a word too, but empathetic is the verb. I don't know. Yes. Went to school a very long time ago. There's these amazing Instagram accounts that teach you how to pronounce things properly and, use how to use proper words and proper sentences. But empathy is, a quality that we should all have in ourselves. We were talking about artificial intelligence earlier. You guys, what's your take on it? It's emerging as a major force in the creative industries, and it's generating art and music, and it's writing novels and designing products. I guess we have to learn how to use it ourselves. And AI systems like OpenAI's GPT-4 and Google's Deep Dream are not just tools, but they've now officially become collaborators in the creative process, producing content that challenges traditional notions of authorship and originality. It's going to be crazy. But I guess you using it in tandem may perhaps make your life easier. Because there's so much going on around us, it's difficult to make content that is new, that hasn't been heard of. Itna kuch ho raha hai, Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, like Rose, Apple TV. I'm like, who's writing a new concept every day? Something big used to happen 3, 4, 5 times a year, a new story, a new thriller. Now it's just coming out one after the other and everything is trying to be interesting. And I'm like, how are they managing? So I guess if that's what's going on, maybe AI is a welcome addition into the scene, right? And we'll shape the future in that way. Self-lording is another word. Self-lording. All right. I don't know what that is, but we'll try and find out in just a little bit. Also, and guys, what is the deadliest Olympic sport of all time? Yep. There's lots of clear risks involved in all sports. You can hit yourself, you can hurt your head, you could do a lot. But pole vaulting, javelin, boxing, there have been a few deaths that have occurred in the Olympics with pole vaulting, javelin, as well as boxing. But there are just 3 recorded deaths of athletes during past tournaments, right? 2 in cycling events and 1 during a marathon. So yeah, one would think vaulting, javelin, boxing is dangerous, but the deaths that have actually happened in the games, very few. But ho jata hai kabhi kabhi. Once in a blue moon, truly. Cycling events and 1 during a marathon. Yep. And injuries are frequent because if you go back in time, at the end of 2008 Olympics, over 1,000 injuries had been reported. Yep, and the events which are associated with the most injuries were football, taekwondo, and hockey, believe it or not. Just sharing some interesting facts while we play you more music at this moment in time. All right, and Khurram from Islamabad has sent his thought of the day. Success in creating AI would be the biggest event in human history. Unfortunately, it might also be the last unless we learn how to avoid the risks. You quoted Stephen Hawking. What exactly is artificial intelligence, as it is sometimes called AI? Is it a loyal and helpful robot? Like the C3PO or the BB-8 of Star Wars or Data? The rise of AI and machine learning is bringing new opportunities as well as challenges to society. Okay, I'm quickly reading. But as machines are learning, we humans have more time to ourselves. It is important to use technology to enhance our lives, not to get detracted with it. AI is a powerful tool. They say it will become smarter, but it's the human ingenuity and creativity that built it. And the human mind is unparalleled. It has the support of a heart and foresight. Yes, AI is more A than I. I like it. I like it, mister. This is true. Very nice. I would agree, Khurram. Most certainly, I feel like, everything is an extension of something that we can utilize to our benefit or our harm, including AI. So for those who may be insecure with what AI is going to do, or perhaps not secure enough in themselves and the fact that they will do more. But imagine if there is a tool that makes your job easier. If we work 9 to 5, if we have to work 9 to 2 now, because AI helps us get the job done. You're right, we will have more freedom of time. And freedom of time, I was reading in a book yesterday, is freedom of human beings. The ability to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, and how you want to do it. That is remarkable. So I would say we're going to embrace change. वरना पीछे रह जाएंगे. ये तो होने वाला है. And those who have not, today you see people, I mean, it's not like they haven't embraced, but the older generation struggles with, say, technology. They have their phone in their hand or their iPad and they don't know what's going on. But that would be not very good if a youngster had that problem, because he is going to need that iPad, right? And they know how to use it through and through. Some things to take into consideration. Some areas can be areas of expertise if technology is not a problem. But completely denying its importance and being at the other end of the stick saying it's going to ruin lives, I think is not fair either. There is a clicking, ticking sound on FM 89 observed in 2 cars now. अच्छा, गाड़ियों में हो रहा है. पता नहीं, क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ तो ठीक आ रहा था. I just heard. But पता करते हैं, देखते हैं. Send it to my producer and maybe he can find out if it's clicking. For those of you whoever else is tuned in from the car, if you can just tell me, give me quick feedback and let me know if you're getting a clicking sound or a ticking sound like in the middle of the show. Because one gentleman who's listening is getting it and he's like, मैंने दोनों गाड़ियों में check कर लिया, लेकिन आप अपनी गाड़ी में भी check करें, मुझे सिर्फ बता दें yes or no. If it's clear or not, then I'll know maybe it's just an Islamabad issue or a Lahore issue. I'm not too sure. I don't, if you've observed it in 2 cars, we will try and get feedback from a couple of other people. Clicking sound, yes. Oh, really? Jay. All right, thanks, Jay. Where are you messaging in from? If I can know your city. All clear here. So some people are getting a clicking sound Asra says, all clear. Jay from Islamabad says, clicking sound, yes. So maybe it's Islamabad. But then Asra from Islamabad says, all clear here. Hey? Hi? वो नहीं होता हाँ okay, clicking sound, yes. Kashif, Lahore, okay. Oh my goodness, all clear. Karachi, thanks. I'm from Karachi, clicking sound coming. Oh my god, thanks you guys. Okay, that's it. I have a lot of no clicking sound from Karachi. यानी कि किसी को आ रही है, किसी को नहीं आ रही. Basically, but thank you guys. All this response is amazing. इस बहाने मुझे पता चल गया कितने लोग ट्यून इन करके बैठे हुए हैं. Yay! But the only thing that's clicking here is my patience on the road, says Azair. All right, Azair. Jay saying Asra is probably not even listening. Ho hai? Yes, there is a clicking sound from Karachi. Oh God. Nope. We can hear it too in our car from Karachi. So a lot of people are hearing the clicking sound and some people are not. I'm absolutely confused. I don't know what's going on. I mean, Stranger Things wala mahol ho raha hai. Amna says it's clear. किसी ने कहा अपने कान साफ करवाए. गाने पे चलते हैं. काफ़ी देर हो गई. मैं ज़रा पता करने की कोशिश करती हूँ कि हो क्या रहा है. Apparently, Mudassir from Karachi can hear the clicking sound as well. It's very faint in the background, but if you increase the volume, it makes it more prominent. All right. So lots of people can hear it. Somebody else is saying, no clicking sound. Ask people to turn off the radio and check if it's their car that's clicking. है? कितने लोगों की गाड़ी click कर रही है? We're going to get it checked here, guys. That's the best we can do at this moment in time. Right now, just hang on with the clicking. Some of the big stories you may have missed last week. After more than 12 years since the series ended its run on Disney Channel, the magic of Wizards of Waverly Place is being recreated for a new generation. So Disney has released a first look at the sitcom's long-awaited sequel series, Wizards Beyond Waverly Place, during the premiere of Descendants, The Rise of Red, rather. And the 2-minute video showed Selena Gomez, who played the central character, Alex Russo, embracing and almost longing for her past, and her brother Justin, played by David Henry. And of course, Gomez says that this is where it all started. We're home. Cute. There's no need to crown a champion. Both films have already won big. This past weekend saw Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively battling it out for box office supremacy as Deadpool and Wolverine continued a 3-week hot streak. And it ends with exceeded expectations, like with a splashy debut. So there's a Marvel movie which reunites Reynolds' Deadpool with Wolverine. And I don't know, I'm reading this and it's not making any sense. I messed up the sentence somewhere and Shazib bhai is smiling at me. क्या पढ़ रही हैं? कुछ समझ में भी आ रहा है? पढ़ क्या रही हैं? So basically, on this weekend, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively were battling it out for the box office supremacy. But there is no need to crown a champion. Both films have basically done really very well. Yep. And that's about it. I'm not going to tell you any more news. I'm reading it and I'm reading it really badly. You know that one student? I used to be that student who used to get up to read in class because I used to be like, I'm such a good reader. Everybody else is going to be jealous of my reading skills because I'm just so well spoken. It's awful. It's all coming back right now and smacking me in the face. Upar se this clicking sound has kind of gotten my concentration off. So if this is a bad show, I want you listeners to know that it's all your fault. Okay? Gaslighting now. आपका कसूर है कि ये शो बुरा हो रहा है. मैं अच्छा खासा शो कर रही थी और आपने मुझे क्लिकिंग साउंड का कहकर डिस्ट्रैक्ट कर दिया. Your fault. No. Ha. My sense of humor is horrible. I'm going to get on with more music. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a fun show indeed. Yes, it has. Of course it has. And one thing for sure, clicking sounds or not, I mean, I like the fact that we get to communicate with each other and chat, like I'm now looking forward to just going home though, resting it out. I don't know why, but 7 to 8 is the easiest slot. Time jaldi guzar jata hai. फिर 8 to 9 you're like हाँ आज मैंने चाय भी जल्दी पी ली थी, मैं सुबह 5 बजे की जागी हुई हूँ. एंड 9 से जो 10 है ना, इट्स लाइक या Shazib Bhai understands. He's just making that face like गला नहीं कट जाता. Like 9 से 10 is like it's the toughest hour. I don't know what happens. And by 9:30, you mentally, psychologically are almost checking out because you're like, almost time ho gaya. So you start going like, hey, you start yawning also. Shameless RJ. Shameless. By the way, I saw a competition online or on television. It was horrible. It was a hot dog eating competition. And I must tell you, there's a person by the name of Joey Chestnut who has broken the world record for hot dog speed eating, consuming 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Oh my God, that's that's horrible. That's gluttony. That's like doing terrible things to your beautiful body. Why would you do that? Goodness. I mean, if you had to pick the world's greatest ever athlete, who would you put on your shortlist? Chalo, if you had to pick the world's greatest athlete, Muhammad Ali, you want to say Wasim Akram, Imran Khan, Serena Williams, Tiger Woods, Roger Federer, Michael Phelps, they've all dominated their sport. But what about this guy who's eaten 76 hot dogs in just 10 minutes? I mean, where does he come on this? Right? Most people have never heard of him. But of course, on YouTube, he's got over 2 million views on this weird sporting event. I don't even know if this is good. This is horrible. He's got a record. He's been toppled only once since 2007. He has broken more world records than any other competitor in eating hot dogs. And this year's event, he broke his own world record. I'm horrified, you guys. The world is becoming a very strange place. You guys take care, okay? And stay away from strangeness. We're going to end the show today. I'm going to go off to a break. We're going to come back with some 3, 4, 5 songs. Because, it's time. Ho gaya. Jo karna tha kar liya. Jo hona tha ho chuka hai. We're going to leave you with some Tones and I right after Jessie Ware, Rami. We've got a few tracks lined up. Enjoy yourselves. Have a great start to your morning. And I will see you on air tomorrow. Take care.